First up, Niger's armed forces are bringing reinforcements to the capital after the deadline by the Western African bloc, ECOWAS, ended for the coup to be reversed and the ousted President Bazoum to be reinstated. The junta has also shut its airspace and is potentially preparing for an invasion or Western intervention. So what next for this West African nation? We tell you in our next story.
Despite the disapproval of the people of Niger and of ECOWAS of any military intervention in Niger, the planning of this war has been carried out. Pre-deployment of forces to take part in this war have begun in 2 Central African countries.
Niger closed its airspace on Sunday until further notice, citing the threat of military intervention from the West African regional bloc, after leaders of its recent coup rejected the deadline to reinstate the country's ousted president. Data shown in an animation from flight tracking website flightradar24.com showed that no aircraft were flying over Niger after the announcement. The junta's military spokesperson on Sunday claimed that the Economic Community of West African States, or ECOWAS, together with a foreign power and armed terrorist groups, was preparing to attack Niger. He added any attempt to violate its national airspace will be met with, quote, an energetic and instantaneous response. Defense chiefs of ECOWAS previously agreed on military action, including when and where to strike, if Niger's detained president Mohamed Bazoum was not released and reinstated by Sunday. The bloc's military threat has triggered fears of further conflict in the region. The possible intervention could also be complicated, as juntas in neighboring Mali and Burkina Faso vowed to back the Nigerian coup.
And well, for more on this story, we're now being joined by Ahmed Rufai from Accra in Ghana. Ahmed, thanks for talking to us. Many are asking what next for Niger, the fact that it's closed the airspace to the West African bloc. Does this augur that it is preparing for some sort of ground invasion by neighbors or the West African bloc?
Well, indeed, that is the big question at the moment. The fact that the deadline given to Niger has elapsed on Sunday, and what next would the regional bloc ECOWAS be doing? Well, behind the scenes, we are learning that there's been some conversations going on for asking the ECOWAS leaders to extend the deadline. But ECOWAS itself has yet to come out to say exactly what its next line of action would be, now that Niger has defied its order and even gone ahead to shut its airspace. But you know, even within the regional bloc, the West African regional bloc, ECOWAS, there's not been a united front as to whether to go ahead with the military intervention in Niger to get the junta leader to reinstate the ousted president Mohamed Bazoum. Because while Senegal and Ivory Coast has said they'll send in their troops, some other West African countries have really been on the fence. They've not really rallied their support to the whole move to send the military to intervene in the situation in Niger. So it's quite early days yet to state exactly what ECOWAS would do next to really get Niger to return to civilian rule. We know already they've sanctioned them economically, and hoping that some mediation talks would go on with the junta leader to be able to really return to civilian rule.
Right, Ahmed Rufai, thanks very much indeed for joining us with the very latest on what the possibilities are next for this West African nation.